See if it's streaming or not. Okay. So yesterday the internet cut out here as I was trying to figure out how to run the node. I think I'm gonna spend 2 hours here before I start talking. Then I might take a break and come back, but not really sure about that. But yeah, I spent a bunch of time and then I realized that I didn't have some variable cmake in the path. I think cmake is something apparently that is used to create C++ files, to run C++ files, and uh, it seems like it's an extension. And then I downloaded that with Chocolate, whatever you call it, and it wasn't installed on path, so I manually put there. And after I did that, I tried to run it, and I wasn't being able to run because it was saying access denied. So I went to their Discord server and I asked the guy, and then his opinion is that maybe it is I'm not having permission in the cargo file or in the lighthouse file. And I tried to change all the permissions on all of the files, and after a bunch of time, I decided to try another route, which is to use this file directly. And that's what I did, which is the binary, and this is on the book. The book talks about this. There's 3 different installations. I think one is with this file, the other one is by cloning the GitHub repo and trying to do the stuff that I was trying to do, and the other is by running Docker. So I tried with this one, and then apparently this one works, which is just the binary, which is a lot more simple. You just download directly the binary, and then you open the terminal and you uh, type Lighthouse, which is the name of the file, and then you put the flags. And apparently it works, but I'm not really sure. And also I spent some time understanding or reading the GIF commands, but I ended up not putting anything crazy, just the commands for HTTP, WS, just the basic commands that they have there to allow different connections to the node. And then I started running the GIF one, but then and then immediately after that, or not immediately, but sometime after that, I started running the Lighthouse one. But then I decided to close the Lighthouse for a moment because I wasn't sure if it's necessary. Which one should update first? At first I thought that maybe At first, I thought I need to run both of them, but then I thought that maybe I need to wait for this one to, which is the GIF one, the execution client, to sync, and then only after that I connect the consensus one. But then I was receiving some messages after I closed this consensus one that the consensus client is not online, so I decided to run the consensus again. And now I'm waiting for it to sync, but it looks like it's gonna take a very long time. And then the way that I think it works is that this one gets synced first, which is the consensus client, and then after this one gets synced, then the execution client starts updating. But also at the same time, I'm not really sure if it's already getting transactions or not, or if there is a problem with the way that I set things up as well, which could be happening. But I'm gonna wait a long time, at least for this period here, until I think about trying something different, because it just takes time. And I'm also gonna see if during all this time if the space on the hard drive is increasing or not, or on the SSD, because that would indicate that I'm downloading the information on the data. And it's 2 different data folders that you can put them on both of the on the same folder, but I decided to do on different folders. So the Ethereum, this one is for the GIF, and I think it stores the data here on these files here. I'm not sure specifically which ones and how it works yet, but yeah. That's the thing that is the most difficult because there isn't a lot of information. The documentation is just the commands, but I couldn't find anywhere, or very little, not a lot of resources that teach you about the other stuff of how it works and how to connect to it and things like that. This one is for the consensus one. So this one looks like it's syncing. So I think it works like I said. This one is still gonna sync first and is downloading a bunch of stuff. And then once this gets up to date with the state today, then the execution starts updating as well, which probably is gonna take a lot of time as well. And my plan to this is after they are both fully synced, I'm gonna have all the data. At least that's what I'm planning right now. That's what I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna have all the data for the full node, which is not gonna be the same as the archive node, but is what I can do right now with the SSD that I have. So, and I'm not gonna run it continuously. I'm just gonna uh, turn it off every time I'm gonna go to sleep and then turn it on again once I wake up. And then it's gonna have to re-update or catch up as well, but I don't care about that. And then after I have a bunch of data, then I'm gonna try to investigate on how I can interact with this data that I have in order to extract information about the blockchain without having to go through an RPC provider. And then that falls into what I'm gonna do right now, which is the free code camp challenges, which also I'm not sure if it's gonna work because in order to make it work, you have to install Docker and then you have to install the VS Code extension. And then once you load up the VS Code, or you clone the repository that they tell you to clone, then you, for my case, it opened a suggestion here. And then I had to add Docker. I had to add my user to the Docker admin because I wasn't being able to run the extension that they ask you to run because you need admin commands or admin privileges, and I didn't have that. And then I searched a little bit and I found that you can create a different new group for Docker, and then you can add your user with a command. And then I did that and then restarted the virtual machine. And then I tried again, and once you click to open the container, which I think it pretty much does, what it does is that it restarts the VS Code, but inside of a Docker container. That's what I think is happening. And then the initial setup installs a bunch of things that it needs to run. And then after it installs everything, then you press Ctrl Shift P and you run free code camp run or something like that. I think the instruction is here. Yeah, you press Ctrl Shift P and that's gonna open the thing there on top of VS Code, which is a VS Code command. And now it's not opening because I have this thing open already. But if you didn't have this, then you would open a window here and then you type free code camp run course, and then that's where I'm at right now. But there is a chance that it doesn't work for whatever reason. And if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna see if I can do the other challenges that I have here, which are EVM puzzles, which is probably easier to start. You just clone the repository and you type this command probably. And should be interesting as well to try to do this. And this is probably gonna take me more than one day because I think it's gonna be hard. It's probably gonna have a lot of challenges in the way, so. Yeah, I typed this command here. So first you add, I already had a group add for Docker, apparently. I don't remember doing that, but I had it. And then after you do that, then you just do this, and then you have to, in the case of virtual machine, you have to reinitialize, restart the virtual machine. So now I'm gonna open the network, the peer-to-peer. And apparently there are a lot more courses coming soon as well. Yeah, the thing that it sucks about the virtual machine as well is that I can't use the extension to read stuff for me. So for this project, you need to create a distributed peer-to-peer network in the build a peer-to-peer network folder. You are started with some boilerplate code and files. You should not need to change any of the boilerplate code. The node -l folder represents a node on your network. The files in it will be cloned and used to run all the other nodes on the network. You need to change the index.js file in there. To build the project, use the imported WebSocket on WebSocket server variables to create a WebSocket server in the index.js file. That listens for incoming socket connections and creates a socket connection to all the other nodes on the network. To test if your nodes are connecting to each other, run node clone node.js to clone your node. So that blah blah blah. When you think you're done, run at least 3 nodes that all connect to each other. User stories. Your index.js should create a WebSocket server listening on the port in its .env file. As server starts, you should attempt to open a socket connection to all addresses in the known peers JSON array. Now I'm trying to see. Oh, it's here. Okay. I thought there would be some command or something to open the project, but when you click there, it opens the files automatically. Hey. Yeah, I'm gonna open the .env files here, see if there's anything. I should probably not show that, just in case. Okay. So apparently there are no instructions. You just get the code and then have to figure out. Okay, the node. Okay, this one is a node on the network. Okay. You only need to change the index.js file in there. Okay, so this one. I think I'm gonna read the other files though. The other thing that I was thinking about doing, which I spent some time doing off stream once the stream cut out because of the internet, is to study the Lighthouse source code, which I think is very interesting because there's probably a bunch of stuff in there that is also gonna be really interesting to understand. To build the project, use the imported WebSocket server variable to create a WebSocket server, the index.js file. My transactions. This file. To test if our nodes are connecting to each other, run node clone node.js. Clone, which is this file here. To clone your node, it will use the next available folder number and the port in its .env file. Respond to that. The first time you clone a node, it will create a node to folder with 4002 set as the port. After that, the .go file, the .go into each of your node.x folders in their own terminal and run node index.js to start each of the servers. If you want to make changes to your node, after that you can run node delete node.js. I assume that I should probably do the commands on this one. But I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. Okay, so I think every time I have to clone and then test and then delete. Let's see what's happening here. So this comes from this one, which is there's nothing here. Oh no, I think I clicked the wrong one. Yeah. So it gets the all the information from this file, which are the connection points, I guess. For each one, it returns get known peer address. It's get known peer addresses. Okay. Transaction blockchain helpers. Probably reads the transactions file as well. Yeah, write file sync. So this writes and this gets using the file sync from Node.js. Hmm. This is to add a transaction blockchain first. Yeah, these are the only files done. Does the hash from true address amount and timestamp to string. Yeah, transaction. I think I understand. So here is opening the connection, sending the new transaction, and then closing. This is the list of peers. This gets the peers. Then with the transaction is the same thing. So what's missing here, I think, is the connection between the write transactions and this add transaction here. It says that it should only change the index, so I shouldn't change these files, but So probably what I have to do here is create the WebSocket server and then connect the server with the helpers with this write transaction. Known peers, transactions, my addresses, my address, import, opens, sockets, connected addresses. Attempting to connect address. Yeah, I have no idea exactly what to do, and I'm gonna search for this, but I guess one of the things that I have to do, I don't know if it's required or not. WebSocket server, I don't think it is, because it's importing, so I think I need to do this. And then probably sockets and make it equal to WebSocket. I think what I have to do is create the server here. And then the server is gonna use these functions to write transactions and get the amount of peers. That's how it works. That listens for incoming socket connections and creates a socket connection to all the other nodes on the network. Yeah. So the question is, how do I connect to the nodes? I have to use this function here. I have to use this known peers here. Probably loop through this because it's gonna return a list, or let me see the file again. Yeah, it returns a list. And then I should probably append, or let me think. I don't understand why these ones are separated here. I have to think about the logic of this. The way that it's gonna work, the flow. I think that these ones work like caches, so there needs to be a flow between these ones, the open sockets and connected sockets, and the known peers and transactions. That's what is coming to my mind right now. And then this server needs to, these sockets need to connect. Maybe they get the known peer addresses, and then I think the other way makes more sense, maybe, where they get the open connections and then pass to peers. Run nodes, clone Node.js. That's available folder number. Oh yeah, I have to remember that each one of these is a node. Ah, now I understand. So I was thinking about it in the wrong way. So each node is gonna have a known peers, known peers addresses. And then it's gonna have transactions and the open sockets and connected addresses. The first time you clone a node, it will create nodes true folder with function set as the port. Then go into each of your Node.x folders in their own terminal and run node dot. Okay, so I understand. So when you run node clone, it pretty much creates another folder, and then every time you wanna start a folder, you have to create a new uh, process here, a new terminal, and then you run a bunch of them and see if they connect with each other. And delete nodes deletes the nodes. Your index.js should create a WebSocket server listening on the port in its .env file. Okay, let me search for how to create the server. I think I'm gonna go one by one because it's probably easier. I think it's just using the object, probably using listening, yeah, listen or something like that. A method in the object, like I did here. Server loss. Oh, so it does say require here. And I have to put the new keywords. Trying to see if there are, I can use this one. And then pass this. I think this is wrong, but yeah. This is what it's saying here. That I should pass. I think is I don't know if I should use another method. New WebSocket server. Maybe I should pass as I initialize. I want to find the documentation of this. Okay, this is this one. It's the WebSocket. And they both come from this. So WebSocket server and WebSocket. I just want to see how I should initialize each one. I think I have to pass one inside of the other, but I'm not sure if I should create this socket first. So we should create this first and then pass the server inside of the socket, or the other way around. Then after you do that, I think you just put the server dot on and listen for different events and then figure out what you want to do inside of each event. Which is probably going to be getting peers, then getting transactions, writing transactions, things like that. Which I'll figure out later. Okay, here it is. Nice. So new WebSocket server. I don't understand the relationship between them though. I'm just gonna copy this. I think I'm gonna remove those options. I don't understand what this is as well. And part should be my part, which is the one in the .env file. But then how do I connect this with the other one? Let me read this stuff. The docs here. Tuning of per message deflate can be done via the options defined below. You can also use this. Just pass directly into the creation. As a variety of issues with high performance compression, which increased where increased concurrency, especially on Linux, can lead to catastrophic memory fragmentation and slow performance. If you intend to use message deflate in production, it is worthwhile to set up a test representative. Blah blah blah. The client will only use the extension if it is supported and enabled on the server. To always disable the extension on the client sets the per message deflate option to false. I guess this is the client and this is the server. The other way around. This is the server, this is the client. I think I understand now. And then it's gonna be the address here. Should probably do this. Yeah, there we go. And then here is gonna be my address. So this is the server, this is the client. Now I think I'm starting to understand. Now I have to think, what do I need to do? I think the steps are gonna give hints, so it's one of the reasons, if not the biggest reason why I liked FreeCodeCamp so much, and I think it was probably the best resource there to study JavaScript and React on the beginning, because you actually learn by doing stuff. And it seems like they have the right level of difficulty for not giving too much and not giving too little, I think. The only thing that was concerning me before I started this is the Docker stuff, because it gets a lot more complex and then there's a lot more space for things to go wrong, and then it creates a massive problem because it's really hard to debug if things go wrong. So maybe if they did it in a different way, it would be better, but then it would be a lot more difficult, I think, as well, to set everything up. But I think it's probably they should probably allow people to clone the Git repos and then follow the instructions separately. I think that might be a lot better, actually. Yeah, but then for running the tests, I think it gets complicated. That's the thing. But me particularly, I don't care about the tests so much because I just want to understand how it works. Yeah, so create the server and the clients. Then you put the event listeners. Open message. Sending binary data. Sent. And this is what I don't understand. Should I do this stuff on the same file? I think it probably yes, because I only have one file. But it is kind of weird to do the server and the client in the same file. And the other thing that is going through my mind right now is if I don't understand really well which one is supposed to be the client and which one is supposed to be the Which one is supposed to be the server? This should probably be here. Well, like how, uh, yeah, how does it work with the nodes? Is both nodes probably both nodes have a client and the server, but then how does the because of the way that this was structured, that's what I'm assuming. But then how do I separate each thing? What thing to put on the client and what thing to put? I think it makes more sense to put the transactions on the client and then the peers on the server. That's probably how it works. So the logic to connect the peers is done on the server, and the logic for getting the transactions is done on the client. So the server communicates, or the communication between the peers and then the client. Yeah, but then I don't understand really well how to do that or how to think about that. I'll be right back. Back. Yeah, this is the one probably that I have to use. Client WebSocket, broadcasting to all connected WebSocket clients, including itself. So new WebSocket server, connection, function, connection, WS. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I think it passes the client in the function of the server. On message, function message, data is binary. I should probably move this down. Just separate the logic for the server and the client. Yeah, but then that's the problem because if I move this down, then I don't have the. Yeah, but I think it doesn't matter because I'm inserting inside of the function whenever the event listener is triggered. So maybe it doesn't matter the order, but maybe I have to initialize them both before. So this probably loops through all the clients and then checks to see if this variable is true. So if the client stops responding, then it's gonna be false. But I don't understand really well because it's on connection. So doesn't this mean that once it's connected, it's gonna be true for forever? I think this way is easier to understand, so I think I'm gonna do it like that. So pretty much the way that it works, you have the client and the server, and then you put the functions here. And then inside the functions, I have to do something related to the peers and the transactions, I think. So the server should probably start first, and then yeah, then the client. And I have to remember that each node is the server and the client simultaneously, I think, because each node is gonna have this index.js file. So the thing that is difficult to understand is the relationship between the client and the server. How I should do that, and what exactly should I put on inside of the functions? Should I append the known peers to connected addresses or to open sockets? Open sockets probably. And then should I append my address to connected addresses and then append each time there's a, a message, append that to the connected address? That's what I'm thinking right now. I should probably create another function as well. inside of the remove this and create another function here. It's hard because I don't understand really well how it works. When a WebSocket server starts, it should attempt to open a socket connection to all the addresses in the known peers, a JSON array. Use the predefined known peers variable. When WebSocket server starts, it should attempt to open a socket connection to all. Open a socket connection. Yeah, so the question is how do I do that inside of here? I think I need to remove this, obviously. WebSocket.open. It has something to do with this, I think. But it should be before here. Actually, I think I'm on the wrong event, probably. Yeah, I should put on open. Then function. How I'm gonna call this? Guess I can just call open and then pass the client. Do the same thing there. I shouldn't pass anything probably, and then just do the same thing that is done here. But then instead of this, I do something else. Which is probably open the connection with the clients. I can do the for each actually, because I don't have clients. Let me see if there are any methods on the AWS as this one is probably the one. Or maybe open. I think I'm just gonna search. Probably what I should do is map first. Known peers dot map here, and then I call the function here. But actually, yeah, the LSS, then open probably or something like that. Pass peer. I think it's gonna be something like that. So First you create the server, then on the open event you try to you call some function on the server to try to connect all the peers on the known peers file. I think I'm probably gonna search for that because it's easier. Socket connection. Huh. So maybe I should use this one. But I guess I think this is for when there's already a connection. Because I'm not gonna have any clients if there's no connections, obviously. Yeah, function open. But this is for the client. Go back to this file here. Or the one that has the peers. Mm. So I wonder, I don't think I should create a new WebSocket for each one, but maybe I do. Instead of initializing that. Because then why would I have my address here? So I'm debating whether or not I have to pass this stuff inside of the open and then open this, do this new WebSocket command for inside of this mapping here. to create a client, a new socket for each peer, or if I should do something else. Yeah, I don't think that. I think it makes more sense that I need to make the variable there with the WebSocket outside of the function, because it's probably something separate. Whenever a socket connection to a server is established, you should send a message that is a stringified JSON object of type handshake data array. Data should be an array of addresses that your server is connected to, including the server's own address. Hmm. So maybe I do have to create the client inside of there. When the server receives the above message, you should attempt to open the socket connection to all the addresses in the data array that is not already connected to. You should keep track of all the addresses the server is connected to from a connected address array. When a socket disconnects, you should remove it from connected addresses array. You should keep track of the servers you are attempting to make a connection to, so don't try to make more than one connection to the same server. You know, you can use the predefined attempting to connect address variable. Be sure to remove an address after you establish a connection or fail to connect. Server should never attempt to create a socket connection to its own address. Okay, so this answers my question. Oh, I think I get it now. So instead of doing this stuff here, the reason why I have my address is to, oh, maybe actually I shouldn't remove this, should copy this so I can put here. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, probably. Inside of here, I put, yeah, but I'm not, I don't know for sure if it makes sense to do like this because I'm creating several different objects. And then probably doesn't matter if I implement this. So I think I can erase all of this stuff here. Or maybe not actually. Because I remember reading that when I have to do something on the disconnection, so maybe this will be useful later. I'm starting to think that I only have to do the server logic and not the client, but I'm not really sure. And I also don't know if this makes sense or not. Because the other thing is that I'm not, I don't know if I have access here because of the color that this is. I don't know if I'm getting from here or if it's gonna throw an error. Should clone your node.al folder at least 2 times. All of your nodes should have to should have the exact same code. The session of the .env file. We should have at least 3 nodes running that uses parts 4001, 4002. All of your nodes should have an open socket connection to all other nodes. Oh, there is the explanation here. When the socket connects to your server. So it is connection instead of open. Oh, no, I think it's correct. Yeah, now I don't know again because it's saying this stuff here, so I have no idea. It's confusing to know which direction I should go because I think the logic is not that hard if I think about it. You just set up the events and then the functions, and the functions are gonna dictate what needs to happen there. But I'm struggling to understand which one I should do because this is saying now that I have to do this probably. Maybe it is the correct way that I did there, which is create the new socket inside of the new server. Because this thing is saying that you shouldn't create, or I think it's here. Should never attempt to create a socket connection to his own address. So yeah. So maybe the reason why this is saying this is that you need to create the socket inside of the server. But maybe I should use this connection instead of the open. But if that's the case, then I don't understand because how are we gonna have the connection if we didn't open the connection? First I have to open the connection in my mind. But since they are mentioning only these events, I think I have to use this one. But this, I think, is for after connecting. So it makes more sense to me that I have the open there and then I map and connect on the open and then I open another one for the connection. So this is the biggest point of confusion I have so far. Which one should I do? And how can I test this? I think maybe I can just run here. And it's node 1, not node L. I was reading node L. Node 1 makes a lot more sense. The fuck is this? I don't understand what's happening here. Trying to see where can I, how should I run each one? Why is this shit not running? Oh, at least this one works. Maybe I have to run to test this. I wanna run so I can see, so I can console log and then see what parts I'm how does it work? Yeah, doesn't work. So maybe I have to CD into. Okay, so now it works. So the error that I was getting there is that because I was running from the parent directory, it wasn't finding the file because they put a relative path there to get this one. So it wasn't finding this. It's not defined, so I do have to initialize that. Oh yeah, it's because I deleted it. I guess I'm gonna uh, delete these ones, or maybe not that one, because this one is the connection one. I think I'm just gonna delete this for now. Leave the rest. The function is fine, and then comment this out. Okay, so it does work. So let me console log. Yeah, that's the thing. Because it feels that I'm doing something right by doing this, but maybe it's the correct thing to do. Listening on port 41000. Uh, Maybe if I run again, the second one will pass. Huh. Let me see the .env file to see if it is 4.1. Socket list server listening on port 41000. Okay, so the port seems to be correct here, so I'm not really sure, or here. Not really sure why it isn't working there. Or maybe, but I did close that one. Where do I have data here? Nowhere. I wonder if I can close this. This one is for the whole thing. I'm gonna try to close this. Fuck. So that one was for the cars. See if here works. There we go. Okay, nice. I don't get why this isn't passing though, because I do have the server there. Let me try again now. See if it works. Okay. Oh, got it. So first you have to run, and then you test. Nodes your net on your network receives a message of type handshake. So now is the tricky part because should I put the logic on this one? Runs when a socket connects to your server. This is also confusing here because I have sockets here, but then where does it come from? Shouldn't be the server dot on message. Nested within the connection function, okay. So I think that's what I should do next. The thing is, I don't know if this works or not. Okay, but I have the on connection here. And then I have the on message as well. A function connection WS on message. Yeah, so I understand. The only difference there is that they put socket as the name and then they did a narrow function, and in here I'm doing with the normal function, but it's the same thing. So inside of this I should erase this, and then I should do the something with the data. Message data string. I think I can erase this. Send a message that is a stringify JSON object of type. So you should probably data.send. There was something with ws.send. Socket.send here. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is let's send and then send the data, but I'm not really sure. The data should be the thing that they ask for as well. So I don't know. So it should probably be JSON.stringified. So this should probably send this. And then the data is gonna be the array. Now let me see if it works. Yeah, let me console log. The thing is, I don't know how to think about this data. Let me see if I understand. So this is gonna be the event whenever a socket connects to the server. And I think I'm gonna comment this out as well. And then inside of this, I place an event on the socket so that if there's a message, it's gonna send the data, which should be the transactions. That's what makes more sense to me, but maybe it's wrong. Let's see. It still doesn't work. Huh. Oh, so when it receives the message of this type, you should create a socket connection to all the addresses in the data array that it isn't already connected to. Huh. So instead of doing this, I'm doing the other way around. So I'm gonna receive this type and data, which is gonna have so it's gonna be const addresses equals data dot data. And this is gonna be the arrays with the connections. I think I understand now. So now I need to filter the connections that I already have, probably with known peers. Just trying to think about how I'm gonna, because I can do a map and then a filter inside of the map, but I'm not sure if that's the best way. I think I need to compare these addresses with the known peers addresses, which I'm connecting in the beginning here. And then after I filter out, if there is still addresses, I connect to them as well. I create a new socket with the address. Oh, so it's gonna be a string as well. So I'm probably gonna have to use JSON stringify or JSON parse. The JSON.parse. Then I access the data, and that's gonna be the addresses. So what I'm thinking now is map addresses dot map. It's lagging a little bit. I'll pass the address. And then you do known peers, not filter, peer. If peer difference address. Oh, let me think. Because filter is already supposed to. I forgot how filter works. I think, yeah, I know you pass a condition and then, but I uh, forgot exactly how. Yeah, it's gonna filter based on the condition. That's the thing. Because maybe I don't need this, both of them. I just use a filter on. But since this is an array as well, I have to filter for each one. That's the thing. I'm trying to think if there's a function for in JavaScript in the same way that there is in Python, where you can check if an element is not inside of an array. Pretty sure there is. If there is the function, then I can map through the addresses and check or filter the addresses based on the known peers. Yeah, but let me do it like this first. Just to see if the way that I'm thinking, because it's just details anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just want to understand how everything works, not really concerned about optimizing everything. So I'm just gonna try to do the most basic way that I can think of to get it done. So I'm filtering. So if this is a dumb condition also. I'm gonna have to search for how to check. It's much better. Or maybe I do. Yeah, that's better. Just do if peer different than address. Yeah, now what this is gonna return is the ones that are different. Also think I'm gonna remove this stuff here because they don't talk about this. So I don't think it's necessary. It's gonna do it the basic way. Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is that I'm mapping through the addresses that I receive from the data based on the known peers, and I filter. And this is gonna be the ones that are new. And if they exist, then I map through them and create a new socket for them. Should create a socket connection to all the addresses in the data array that it isn't already connected to. So let's test and see if it passes this time. Okay, it doesn't. And something happened here as well. Buffer, one more byte. So it's probably the JSON parse thing. Oh, I'm console logging the data. The data is a buffer. So I'm gonna try that. Should probably do UTF-8 as well. Or I can do JSON stringify. It's probably to do JSON stringify though, because they talk about uh, using that, I think, at some point. So I think I'm gonna use JSON stringify, then JSON parse. I need to run this again, I think. So it failed again. Huh. Type buffer data. What if I do this? I have to understand what the data is first. Is an object with a buffer. How do I access the buffer? let me try this one. Okay, I think this works. So JSON dot parse. I don't understand why it's throwing this new error since I'm getting the data here now. That's probably because I can't parse that. Let me just try to access the data directly there. Data. Let's see if this works. I think I'm gonna comment everything else. Yeah. Undefined. So it doesn't access. Let's try this one. It's still undefined. Huh. Let's try. Yeah, but a string phi is gonna be the same thing, I think, because I'm already passing through a string. I wasn't expecting to get undefined though. So let me remove and see if I get what I was getting before, which is the actual thing, the actual object that I want. It's not returning the object. So what is going on here? Maybe if I restart the server? I think I have to restart every time I make a change, probably. Yeah, that's what's going on there. So I am receiving the thing, but it is on string format. Let's try again to see if it parses. But I think I tried this and it didn't work. Okay, now it works. Let's see if I have data here. Let me remove this. I want to get the array, obviously. This array here. Nice. Okay. So now it should work, I think. So this is this part here. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay. Now it should be correct. Let's try again. And it fucked up. So the problem is in the connection there. I don't know why. And this is supposed to be the addresses. I guess I should have done this earlier, so that's better. Invalid URL undefined. Huh. So it's saying the URL is invalid. So it's the initialization that is failing when I initialize here. So everything else is correct. But why is the URL invalid? Doesn't make any sense. Hmm. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, what I should probably do as well is put this on a try catch block, obviously, in case this happens, and then so it keeps running. But like I said before, I don't really care about the details. I just want to understand the logic behind the connection of each peer. That's my main goal here, to clarify a little bit more on how it works. And here I think is failing because the URL is not valid, which means it isn't a client. So maybe I should start the client before then. But I don't understand really well the logic. Maybe I should start the clients here, but then it doesn't make any sense. Because it has to be on message. So yeah, I think I'm probably doing things backwards here. Because I don't understand really well the flow of the thing. The node on your network receives a message, this string of type. You should create a socket connection to all the addresses in the data array. Maybe if I look at the sockets stuff there. Yeah. I don't see what I'm doing wrong here. The server is working, the connection function is working, and all message is working because I'm receiving the data, I'm parsing the data correctly, and I'm creating the connection, the WebSocket connection by using this command here. I should probably check the type as well, now that I think about it. But I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is the incorrect thing, but I should check the type as well. So do the same thing here. I don't have key. Maybe I should install the Vim key bindings as well here. I think I'll do here. Type. Maybe I should put three uh, equal thing, equal signs. I don't think that's the problem though. Invalid URL again. Oh, maybe it's the thing that I'm passing here. Because it's saying that I'm getting address. Let me console log here to see if I'm passing the correct thing. Undefined. That's the problem. Huh. That's the problem. But at least it's getting there, so I know that the error is not before. And maybe I should put like this. So I know in JavaScript you have to use true there. Huh. Let me console log const new addresses actually. New addresses. In my mind, you should be getting this value when it maps here, and then filtering the peers and comparing both. And then if they are different, it returns that, but I'm not sure. Known peers. Yeah, the known peers should be a list. I forgot to change the. Always forgot to do this. It should be a list with the addresses. So the timer ran out, so I think I'm gonna stop. But I just want to see this first. It's undefined. So the problem is here. Yeah, so scratch this. Just look it up. Yeah, there you go. Array 1, array 2. Yeah, but then what does this return? Just gonna run and see. So it still fails, but at least it doesn't break the thing. Uh, oh, so maybe I should like this. Yeah, but then the thing is, no, it should be true actually. Yeah, it should be false because I want the ones that. Yeah, but actually, I'm not sure. I don't think that's what I want. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna stop here. It's probably really easy, just a matter of understanding or getting. So you have to filter the known peers, to filter the addresses based on the known peers, and then if there are more addresses, then you connect. You do this stuff here. I think that will pass. But I'm kind of sick today, and I think I'm gonna just play poker after I'm out of here, and I'll continue this another time. It's probably the best thing. Or maybe I will do this off stream as well, but I think I will wait until I get a little bit better to continue to do this. And I will see how this goes as well. So next time I'll probably do this, and I'll probably do the AVM challenges as well.